everyone, I know it's been a little while since I've made a video. Had to wait for some supplies to come in, so I just wanted to run through my setup for tonight really quick. If you are having problems with your sound, go ahead and just turn your volume up. There's nothing else that I can really do for the sound on my end. I record from my iPhone, so the sound is what it is. Anyway, here's my oils already mixed with my mold behind there and some different colorants. Black oxide and titanium dioxide already mixed. Yep, doing a black and white soap. Have some embeds that are going to go in covered with some gold mica, more gold mica for other stuff. Liquid gold mica, more gold mica mixed with oil for mica lines on the top. My fragrance oil I already mixed with kaolin clay. I think it works as a fabulous anchor for me anyway. So I always mix that first, or try to. Got my coconut milk back, also some regular cream in there, sodium lactate, and buttermilk. So that's all the oils and all the additives that I'm using tonight. I'm going to get set up and then I will be back with you in a minute. Okay, so here we go. My oatmeal that I usually put in first is actually already in there. I was having trouble getting it smooth, and I thought I would try it with hotter oils, melting my oatmeal with my oils. And that tip was courtesy of Miss Jenna from Voodoo Soap Company in Overton, Nevada, which is southern Nevada. I'm in northern Nevada. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I always strain it because I do use silk and I don't want the extra particles in there. Go ahead and give this one good stir. My batch is a little bit smaller tonight because I already have the embeds for the middle of the soap. So I used a little bit less oil for this batch. Okay, good. That was like perfect trace, came to trace right away. And no free oil floating on the top, perfect. We'll put that in the water. So we'll go ahead and blend in buttermilk now. On second thought, I would have put that in with the oils because it is powdery. Let's give that a good stir and see if I need to blend that in. I'm hoping not. But it's looking like I gotta. Okay, so let's do milks next. Good. This is a new recipe. It's also, I always have been saying for the last 2 months, I feel like I'm close to my ideal recipe. And I think that this is the one. Adding the cream in the last couple batches just from being out of coconut milk and then picking up the wrong coconut milk, I just used whatever milk that I had on hand, which I had the whipping cream for some cooking. So I tried that in there and I really like what it does for my soap. Okay, so that's all in there. So let's do sodium lactate. The newer formulas have been really high in olive oil, and that's made a stickier soap because I have so much soft oils. So I have found that I need sodium lactate. I was using salt in my batches, but you know, there's just something about, just using regular table salt. I don't know why that doesn't sit well with me. Like, it makes a fabulously hard soap. I have used the soaps. I've had other people use the soap. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to say that I add salt to my soap. I don't know why. This needs one more blend because I do see a little bit of free oil on there now. fragrance oil and kaolin clay. Sorry about my hand being in the way there. I do forget sometimes that my camera's on my left. Good. This stayed at a nice thin trace. Good, that makes me happy. Look how loose that still is. It's nice and wet. Smells really good. I used a berry and honey scent for this one. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. But it's a late entry for Soaping 101's Synergy Soap Challenge. I wasn't really able to participate in that at the time, and I really wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and just do it now. Okay. So here's my cup with titanium dioxide. And a cup that has the black oxide in it. Well, those are going to be a little full, so let's actually put this in here. Still in range of camera. I've been trying to work on my camera range too, guys. Sorry, I just don't have a fancy setup like some people do. Someday. So I totally just noticed that the recorder isn't recording. And what I was saying before it stopped recording was that the mica, I have a lot of mica on there, so I'm kind of taking a risk that my mica is going to stop my soap from adhering, but it's too late now, so we just have to wait and see. Also, we have to wait and see because the soap, this formula is amazing. I'm loving it. It stayed nice and thin, and so I have to wait for it to thicken up before I can put my embeds in, because the embeds are going to be too heavy to sit in there. So I will be back as soon as that is ready, and we will put the embeds in and finish up our soap. Okay, so I've gone ahead and laid one in as a test, and it seems to be sticking. Move it down a little. Yes, I've taken my gloves off. Okay. Okay, so now we switch it, put the black on this side and the more white on this side. Sorry, my hands are going to be in the way again. Soap's gotten a little bit thicker, so that's what happens. See, definitely more white now, so I'm hoping that this is the effect that we get. Okay, there we go. Alright, time for the top. So, let's go ahead and scoop this here. Ow, that burns. My soap is still very caustic. This is why you should always wear your gloves. Had some pretty bad soap soap burns, although I want to clarify that the big burn is not a lye burn. When I couldn't soap and was telling everyone, I told everyone for about 3 or 4 videos that I couldn't be soaping. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew, because I do soap, or I do share my soap videos fairly regularly, and so I just didn't want anyone to think that I wasn't coming back or whatever. But it was not a lye burn, it was from something else, but still I've had some pretty nasty burns, so you want to make sure that you're always wearing your gloves. And just for me, it always turns out that about halfway through my soaping, I just can't wear my gloves anymore. I just need to take them off because I can't feel what I'm doing. And this is going to just be a black swirl on the top, I think, because there's more black than white. Well, I'm excited. I think for once I measured out my oil is exactly right. I have just enough to fill my mold. That makes me excited. Okay, so now, let's see, let's swirl this first. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Okay, and then we give this a little swirl. And the oil is supposed to absorb into the mica and leave the mica on the top. You know, I got the black and white theme because I was thinking about, like, I live in Nevada and I've lived here most of my life. So I kind of think of cards. So maybe I'll call this one Joker's Wild, since we don't really know what the outcome is going to be. But then we don't really know that about any soap that we make, do we? And if you're just joining me, I have a horrible habit of speaking in third person. I don't know why. I'm sorry. So maybe we'll just call it Aces High, Royal Flush, something Las Vegas-y. I don't live in Las Vegas, by the way. I live in Reno. It's at the opposite end of the state from Las Vegas. We're closer to San Francisco than Las Vegas, in fact. Okay. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. We'll get that cleaned up and call it done. As predicted, exactly the right amount to fill the mold. I am going to go ahead and leave this out to gel. I want to make sure my embeds kind of stay in there as close as possible. I do expect some crackling because I just can't use titanium dioxide without crackle. I'm just not talented that way. I also don't stack my tops very often because I don't like the way it looks when I do it. I adore the way it looks when other people do it. Dana's a master at it. Holly's a master at it. Celine's amazing at her stack tops. Not me. Shannon does a really good, cool thing with hers, too. But anyway, I'm done whining. Thanks for watching. I'll have this video and the other video posted for you soon. And thanks for watching. Good night.